Hooray for Hollywood, that screwy ballyhooey Hollywood, where any office boy or young mechanic can be a panic with just a good-looking pan. And any barmaid can be a star maid if she dances with or without a fan. Hooray for Hollywood, where you're terrific if you're even good, where anyone at all from Shirley Temple to Amy Semple is equally understood. Go out and try your luck, you might meet Donald Duck. Hooray for Hollywood, hooray for Hollywood, that super phony coney Hollywood. They come from Chillicothe and Paducahs with their bazookas to get their names up in lights, all armed with photos from local rotos, with their hair in ribbons and legs in tights. Hooray for Hollywood, you may be homely in your neighborhood, but if you think that you can be an actor, go see Max Factor. He'd make a monkey look good. Within a half an hour, you'll look like Tyrone Power. Hooray for Hollywood! Thank you. Thank you very much. We opened up our show with Hooray for Hollywood, written by Johnny Mercer and Richard Whiting for the Warner Brothers movie Hollywood Hotel. And that song, by the way, was introduced by Francis Langford, Johnny Scat Davis, and the Benny-Goodman Orchestra. And tonight we are celebrating the centennial of the great king of swing himself, Benny Goodman. Benny Goodman was born on May 30th, 1909 in Chicago. And of course, he was a great clarinetist, a great band leader, and we already mentioned he was the king of swing. And he was born May 30th. Coincidentally, our pianist was also born on May 30th. Let's hear it for Mike Yanuzzi. Happy birthday, Mike. And also celebrating a birthday in the month of May, our guitarist who was born on May the 12th, Sandy Renda. Hey. So we've got the two birthday boys here tonight, and we're celebrating the music of Benny Goodman, songs popularized by the Benny Goodman Band and recorded by Benny and the boys, including this next great hit, These Foolish Things Remind Me of You. A cigarette that bears a lipstick's traces, an airline ticket to romantic places. Oh, how my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. A tinkling piano in the next apartment, those stumbling words that told you what my heart meant. A fairground's painted swings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. When you did that to me, I knew somehow this had to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer, a telephone that rings but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. When you did that to me, I knew somehow this had to be. The winds of March that make my heart answer, a telephone that rings, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you. Yes, Sandy Renda, happy birthday
Nice
again,
Steve. Oh,
for
thank
May
you.
12th, and happy birthday again for May 30th. Mike Yanuzzi, the song I just sang, and we performed These Foolish Things Remind Me of You in honor of Benny-Goodman-Centennial. Coincidentally, we all recorded that recently on the CD Steve Ames Favorites of the 30s, along with Sandy and Mike and Bob DeFresson and Britta and the great Sol Yagid, the clarinetist on clarinet. Now, here's the coincidence. In 1955, Universal Pictures made the movie The Benny Goodman Story, starring Steve Allen as Benny Goodman. And what they did, Steve Allen did a wonderful acting job in that film, and he played alongside Donna Reed, who was the leading lady, the life story of Benny Goodman. But you heard Benny Goodman's actual clarinet playing throughout the whole film. But Steve Allen had to learn how to play the clarinet so he could look like he was doing the right thing. And who did they get to teach him how to play clarinet? Sol Yagid, our very good friend Sol Yagid, who's still going strong. I'm doing several gigs with him every month. So that's an interesting coincidence. And talking about great musicians, well, Benny Goodman and his great swing band, Benny had some of the greatest musicians of all time. Pianists like Teddy Wilson and Jess Stacy, vibraphonist Lionel Hampton, drummers like Gene Krupa, trumpet players like Harry James and Ziggy Eldman. At one time, all these great men played with the Benny Goodman Orchestra. I'd like to ask you, Mike Yanuzzi, as a musician, what did the music of Benny Goodman mean to you?
Well, I think that Benny Goodman was probably one of the first jazz musicians that I ever heard, because my mother always was very partial to Benny Goodman, and she had a lot of his albums, and I remember hearing them, you know, growing up, and also coincidentally, I used to listen to Ted Brown on the old WNEW, and you know, they used to play a lot of that, and it was really, you know, the influence of how he played, and the fact that he could play. Obviously, he made his, you know, his career in jazz, but he also could play classical clarinet.
That's right.
You know, he was fantastic.
That's absolutely right. He was a versatile musician and great band leader. What did the music of Benny Goodman mean to you, Sandy?
Well, the same thing that Mike said in reference to influenced by his mom playing it. We had heard a lot of big band stuff through our home also. And my father always loved Harry James. So we heard it and all. And at that time, the guitar was not what they call the single-line instrument. It played a lot of rhythm.
That's right.
So you would hear the rhythm guitar in the back, which is a great thing to begin with. But then when the amplification system came onto the scene, then they were able to do some single-line things rather than just the rhythm. But the whole feel of those arrangements with swing is great sound.
And they had great arrangers in those days, like Fletcher Henderson was one of the early arrangers. And also I want to mention Benny Goodman had great girl singers, Helen Ward, Helen Forrest, Martha Tilton, Peggy Lee, and Ella Fitzgerald. They all sang with the Benny Goodman Band. So we have great memories of Benny Goodman. With this next song, I get to pay tribute to Al Jolson and Benny Goodman at the same time. This is a great tune that Benny Goodman recorded many, many times. And it was introduced by Al Jolson and also written by Jolson, along with co-writers Vincent Rose and Buddy DeSilva. I found my love in Avalon, beside the bay. I left my love in Avalon and sailed away. I dream of her and Avalon from dusk till dawn. And so I think I'll travel on to Avalon. I found my love in Avalon beside the bay. I left my love in Avalon and sailed away. I dream of her and Avalon from dusk till dawn. And so I think I'll travel on to Avalon. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed our Benny-Goodman-Centennial tribute. We didn't have time to do all of Benny Goodman's hits. There were so many songs like Sing, 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 Don't Be That Way, Benny's opening theme, Let's Dance, and Benny's closing theme, Goodbye. What I'd like to do is close off the show tonight with a song Benny Goodman recorded with Ella Fitzgerald on the vocal. Beautiful song written by Matt Gordon and Harry Revel. Good night, my love. The tired old moon is descending. Good night, my love. The tired old moon is descending. It was so heavenly holding you close to me. It could be heavenly to hold you again in a dream. The stars above have promised to meet us tomorrow. Till then, my love, how dreary the new day will seem. So for the present, dear, we'll have to part. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my love. Remember that you're mine, sweetheart.